Hi there, folks, and welcome to this episode of Michael's Backyard Marina. Well, we're taking a slight break on the old big barn find boat because I am waiting on parts and I'm going to mess around with this guy. Now, this I picked up, I don't know, it's probably been 3 months ago now, easily, if not a little longer, along with the rest of the flock here. Anyway, it's an Evinrude. I got to look up the serial numbers. It doesn't have a sticker on the side, a tag on the side that's been removed. I do have the little dot on the it's a frost plug on the block, which has numbers on it. If you guys don't know how to look up what your outboard is or your motor is, this is a good place to look because it does have all the serial number on that, the same serial number that would normally be on your tag. And that's what I'm going to use to look it up on. I go to marineengine.com and I look that stuff up and I get all the information I need for this outboard. But this particular instance, I'm trying to remember the whole story, but he said he was tired of messing with it. I picked it up for, I think, 300 bucks. Paid up for a little bit, but it's a long shaft 35 horse, which I need for my banana boat. And the hood on it's been repainted, and they did a beautiful job of painting it. That's where the prettiness ends. He said he had messed with it and was tired of messing with it, couldn't get it to run right, couldn't get it to do things like he wanted to do. Well, looking inside here, I can see why. He never bothered cleaning the damn thing. I mean, it's nasty in there. I mean, the bottom of the pan is just absolutely gunked up with crap. The wiring looks in pretty good shape. Put one new coil pack on it, put a new fuel pump on it, which over here is wiggly loose. It's not even tight. And they put a new power pack on it. And that's it. So I hauled it home. We're going to see if we can make it run right. And first thing we're going to do, we're going to check the compression to see if we got compression, we can make it run. I guarantee it. So let's go ahead and check the compression. Now, one thing that's very appealing to me about this motor is it's got pull start and it's got electric start. That's always nice when you're out there on the water. If you have a dead battery and all of a sudden you hit the switch and it doesn't turn over, if you've got electric only, you're done. You're not starting that motor unless you got wrenches with you to pull this cover off, and then you can take a rope and wrap around this thing. And guess what? You got to have a rope. This has got one built in. So we're going to go ahead and hit this electric start. We got the plugs pulled on both cylinders right now, and we're going to see what kind of compression we got. I'm hoping for over 100. We'll see what we've got. Let's give this a shot. See if it works. Woo! Whippy snippy. Jeepers creepers. 120, 130, 135. That's on the top cylinder. Whew, that's plenty. I'd call that 131, 2-ish. I like that. That's good compression. All right, I like it. I'm going to go ahead and hit it again here. See if we got spark. What do I got for spark? Good gravy. It's lightning outside and inside. Let's see what this joker's got. Man, we got a strong spark. It's awesome. Nasty, dirty plugs, but we got a good spark. All right. Well, by golly, we got compression, we got spark. All we got to get is a fuel delivery system on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this air box off because I want to take a look at the carburetor and see what's going on with that. It's just a single carburetor for both cylinders. Looks relatively simple. Whoever put this, I'm going to bring you around here. I'm going to show you something. Okay, check this out. Now, if they were truly trying to start that and run that, this has the seal right down in here. There's a little, from the engine pressure, activates this little valve, activates this little valve to pump fuel. Well, if you don't have this tight and sealed, it ain't going to pump jack squat. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and tighten this up, and I wish I had some clear fuel line. I really do. Because I really like being able to see. The windmill's right on cue. We'll see how much this dead cat or this, how we got this sound thing tuned in to see if it picks that up or not. That'd be nice, the gain, yeah. All right, I found, discovered some interesting things. You always discover stuff when other people have worked on things and they can't get it running and they're just sick and tired of it and they want you to take it off their hands. Well, here's what I found out. I thought the threads were stripped here. I went to tighten this up. I showed you that it was loose, right? Well, I think they might have thought, people that don't know outboards or don't know how a fuel pump works on these things, is it needs air pressure from the cylinders, the pulsating pressure from the piston going up and down, needs to work in this hole here and puts air in and out of this hole, which moves the diaphragm back and forth, which helps pump your gas. Well, I found, this is what you'll find really interesting. I found this screw, and I found this screw in the pump. Now you might go, well, that's not bad, Michael, that's not bad at all. But then you got to introduce this thick gasket. This wasn't even letting this screw get tight, but maybe whoever thought that it goes, well, just one screw there hang loosely, you know, ain't going to have any impact. Well, guess what it does, because you can't get any fuel to your system. So then I decided to so I took the air box off, and just to I want to take a look at the carburetor, because I'm like, well, what else has been tinkered with on here? And I found this situation on the air box. I found 2 short screws and 1 long screw. Well, I'm guessing the person that had this off. When they went to put it back together, didn't keep track of the screws and the screw lengths. So I have 2 longs and 3 shorts. The 3 shorts hold the air box on. The 2 longs hold the fuel pump on. So mystery solved there. I think that's if there's a fuel delivery problem, that's what it is. And we can solve that because I'm going to get me a new gasket here, and I've got all the screws I need. But I think I'm going to go ahead and order a carb kit for this thing, just for the simple fact that I don't know what's been in there, done there, and whatnot. Because quite frankly, right now what we have is we have good compression, we have great spark, I mean amazing spark, and all we need is fuel to go through here. So I'm going to go ahead and this is a brand new pump they put on here, so I'm going to assume nothing's wrong with this. And I'm going to order a carb kit. We're going to clean the carburetor up, put new gaskets in it, and put it back together. Because what I did discover here on the carburetor end of things, on this little mixture screw, is this was cracked. So you can see right here, there's a tab that's normally hanging off of here that fits in the carburetor. So when this goes in and the screw's spinning in and out, it holds it in place and seals around this thread. Well, that's all cracked and destroyed, as you can see, so that needs to be replaced. So I'm gonna get a carb kit for this thing, and we'll fix that. Other than cleaning it up in here, because this is really disgusting in here, other than cleaning it up, I think we're going to be in good shape. I don't see why we wouldn't have a pretty good motor. Next thing we'll do is, after I get this top end figured out, what I like, we'll change the gearbox oil, take a quick look at that. If that looks good, we'll put some fresh oil in there, and then we'll put a new water pump in it. You might ask me, why do you put a new water pump in? Well, because I do that on every outboard I touch, because I don't want to take a risk of having an impeller break off and be halfway across the lake and my motor overheat, and now I'm stranded and I've wrecked my motor. For the cost of a water pump impeller, that's cheap insurance. All right, let's pull this plug out and see what we got. Hopefully, no water. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Haha, delicious thick gear oil. Ah, that was close. Now hopefully there's more than just that in there. Let's take the top plug out and see if we can get this thing to drain a little faster. There she comes. All right, that is some thick stuff. You know, it's 59 degrees out here in the shop, and it's actually pretty heavy gear oil anyway that's in these things, so I guess that's not bad. We'll let that drain, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the gearbox off of this thing, just because I got to get after that pump. We'll do that next. Alrighty, I got the gear oil changed. If you guys haven't seen me change the gear oil in the bottom on the gearbox on these things before, look through some of my other videos. It's pretty simple. Drain it through this plug. Pull this plug out to help it drain. Put your pump on the bottom here. Pump it back up until it comes out here. Put this plug in. Put that plug back in. You're done. That's full. But now I'm going to go ahead and pull this gearbox off. So I pulled this little access cover here off so I can get to the shift shaft coupler. And we'll go ahead and back off the one screw that goes, the bolt that's holding the bottom part together. I'll just back that all the way out. And you have to you can't just loosen it, you got to take it all the way out just because it is kind of captive. There's usually a groove on the shaft. And that bolt not only goes through and threads into the other side of the coupler, but it also goes into the groove of the shaft to keep it from moving. So if it did come loose, it would at least wouldn't fall out as easily. It still could, but so we'll pull that out first and foremost. Set that over on the side. That took a 3/8 socket, by the way, and it looks like a 3/8 fits. There's 4 bolts down here on the bottom, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and there's 1 up top here that'll be a little bit bigger. And if you happen to have one of these that the paint's never, or the bolts, gearbox has never been off, you can tell because you will still have paint, unscarred paint on the head of your bolt. Obviously this one's been in, it's 1979, so it's been around a couple of days. This bolt takes a 1/2-inch socket. Now I'm supporting this while I'm taking this other piece loose, or taking this other bolt off. And this should just bump out of here, just like that. Didn't expect the whole tube to come with it, but that's okay. Now typically this copper tube doesn't always come out with them. That one's stuck in there pretty good. Wow. So that was in there like that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and stick this back up in the other end where it belongs in the proper position. Let's go ahead and pull these 4 bolts out and pull this water pump housing off and see what the impeller looks like. Now this impeller looks like it's in pretty good shape. We're going to go ahead and peel it on out of here and take a closer look. I'm still not going to reuse it. I mean, if there ever was a case where I would reuse one, it might be this one, but you can see some stress areas on here. That's actually, this one's is one of the better shaped pumps I've ever seen. Impellers, I should say. This has a unique little key. It's kind of a half moon key looking thing. Fits in there. But, I think I'll get a new pump ordered for it. The housing and everything looks really good, so I just need to get the impeller and that's it. Everything else looks pretty good. No play in the shaft. Now I know what I need to order for that. The housing's in good shape. Nothing going on there. People might crucify me for saying this, but I'm not sure this wasn't done that long ago. I mean, it's fairly clean, so that's a positive. I'll just go ahead and clean this stuff up and we'll go from there. Alright, now that we know what the gearbox is all about, I'm going to go ahead and pick this thing up and set it in my I call this my cleaning drum now, just because it keeps all the water contained and I'm not outside. And come here, Mercury. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Okay, everybody, come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Mercury, come here. Come here. You're my good boy. My good boy. If you guys haven't met him yet, this is my dog Mercury. He's a pup. He's about 4 months old. He's going to be my boat dog. He's going to be going fishing with me and all that kind of fun stuff, aren't you, buddy? Yeah, that's Mercury. So, hey, Mercury, meet Evinrude. Meet Johnson. You're a good boy, aren't you? Well, let's put this gearbox back on. Okay, folks, well, there we go. We've got the gearbox put back on. She's oiled, new water pump. Everything's back in place. Shift shaft is attached. I did pull the prop off of this thing, and I got to show you this prop. I think I showed you in one of the other parts of the video, but it's got one fin that's just bent way over. So I found another prop on, it ended up being on Amazon, actually. I'll put links to everything that I use in this video and everything I bought for it in the links below in the description. I've got the right spark plug for it. I looked this up on marineengine.com and it said the spark, and it's one of these Permagap spark plugs. And what's in it is not a Permagap spark plug, so it may not have had the right spark plug in it. I've got a new fuel pump gasket, so we're going to get so I'm going to end this video here because I got to pick up some more hose. This gas fuel line hose is all stiff, and I want to put new. So what I got left to do is plugs, put the fuel pump back on with its new gasket, new fuel line, new prop, and I want to doctor up a few of these electrical lines that need some crimping on. I'm going to solder and heat shrink tubing it, and we'll be ready to start this thing. I don't see what would stop me from starting it. I have a feeling the carburetor's in good shape. I lubed up the shift shaft, so now everything on the shift shaft shifts like it should. It doesn't squeak. The part you didn't see in the video is where I did a lot of scrubbing. I didn't waste your time watching me scrub it up, but let's take a quick, I'm going to set this down and take a quick look at it. Oh, we'll come in a little closer. So this machine turned out really clean. I don't have any reason why I wouldn't just put this in the water once it's running here. But everything cleaned up beautifully. This would be a nice little 35 horse that's going to go on the Banana. And it's going to be an exciting ride, I hope. I hope I got the right prop for it. I saw so many different props available for this thing. Alrighty, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm getting my camera figured out. I'm getting the sound figured out. I hope the sound quality and the picture quality was much better. I'm starting to upload things in 4K now, but I had to spend some serious money on a computer, camera, and a microphone in order to get all this stuff, just so I can bring you guys better quality videos than I have in the past, because this is something I'm going to continue to do. It's a good time, and it's fun it's entertaining, and it motivates me to get out and do some of these things. Otherwise, it might just sit because it's like, I don't need to do another video, or I don't want to do a video, but I want to do videos. I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching. I love showing you guys what I'm doing. And we'll keep moving forward with some more videos. This is going to be part 1. Part 2 coming up real shortly. It looks like the prop should be here sometime this week. I should have this thing wrapped up this week, and hopefully, the weather's not looking good for the next week. It looks like rain every day for the next week. So this coming Saturday or Sunday may not be too favorable for getting out on the water and getting this thing wet on the back of a banana. Because I'd really love to see what this thing will do. Now, there was a lot of prop options out there available for this thing, anywhere from stainless to aluminum. So I opted to go with just an aluminum. It's a 10 by 15 pitch. I'm thinking the 15 pitch might be a little bit too much prop, but that was what was on it. So I'm assuming what was on it was pushing whatever they had it on just fine. But I might have to drop to a 14 pitch or 13 pitch, just depending on what my RPMs are looking like and whether I need more torque to get this thing up on plane, or if I can push and get up on plane slowly but then hit a better top speed with a 15 pitch, that'll be fine too. I'm not looking for this to be a speedboat. I'm just looking for this to be a boat that can get me to a location so I can drop a trolling motor and start bass fishing with the little boat. But so far so good. We're having some good luck with it. I think I found a winner here. Time will tell. Time will tell. Anyway, guys, get out there and do something fun. Don't let fear keep you from doing things that you want to do. Take a chance. Buy an old motor. Yes, I bought plenty of old motors here. I took a chance on most all these motors. But you know, you get lucky every now and then and you get minimal repairs, and you get unlucky and you have more repairs. But bottom line, if a person will let you check the compression while you're sitting there looking to buy it, that's the best thing you can do, because the compression is the inexpensive part. The expensive part. If you got good compression, you know, all these peripherals are relatively they're not crazy cheap. But compared to a brand new motor, they're very cheap. Anyway, this is Michael saying, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. And I'm out.